What if I told you that some of the toughest, most intimidating NFL players are secretly terrified of household pets, spent their college years as competitive ballroom dancers, or can't even drive a car despite earning millions of dollars? Today, we're diving deep into the bizarre, hilarious, and downright unbelievable world of NFL players off the field. These are the stories that don't make it into the highlight reels, the secrets that hide behind those menacing face masks, and the quirks that make these superhuman athletes surprisingly, well, human. So buckle up, because what you're about to discover will change the way you see your favorite players forever. Let's start with something that'll blow your mind. Former NFL cornerback Fred Smoot once revealed in an interview that he played an entire season while being completely unable to read defenses properly because he needed glasses but was too embarrassed to wear them. This man was covering some of the fastest receivers in the world, trying to anticipate routes and read the quarterback's eyes, all while everything beyond 10 yards was basically a blur. He said he just memorized formations and relied on his athletic ability to make up for the fact that he literally couldn't see what was happening downfield. The mental gymnastics required to fake your way through professional football while visually impaired is insane. Eventually, he got LASIK surgery, and his career immediately improved, which makes you wonder how many other players are out there squinting at the line of scrimmage, too proud to admit they need corrective lenses. Here's another gem that'll make you question everything. Richie Incognito, the offensive lineman known for being one of the nastiest, most aggressive players in NFL history, is actually a classically trained pianist. Yes, the same guy who got suspended for bullying and made headlines for his intensity on the field can sit down at a piano and play Chopin like he's performing at Carnegie Hall. His mother was a piano teacher, and he grew up taking lessons before he ever touched a football. Imagine getting absolutely destroyed by this 300-pound monster on Sunday, only to find out he spent his Saturday evening playing a beautiful rendition of Moonlight Sonata. The duality of man has never been more perfectly encapsulated than in Richie Incognito, tickling the ivories after spending all day destroying defensive linemen. Let's shift gears to something that sounds like an urban legend but is absolutely true. Former Jacksonville Jaguars punter Chris Hansen once injured himself so badly that he missed an entire season, and the weapon that took him down wasn't a crushing linebacker or a torn ACL, it was an axe. During a motivational moment before a game, the team had placed an axe in the locker room as a symbol of chopping down the opponent, or whatever metaphor they were going for that week. Hansen, apparently feeling the energy, decided to take a swing at something to pump himself up. Unfortunately, his aim was slightly off and he buried the axe directly into his non-kicking foot. Blood everywhere. Season over. Career nearly ended by what was essentially a theatrical prop. The best part? His teammates initially thought it was a prank because the whole situation was so absurd. Imagine being the equipment manager who brought that axe in, thinking you were going to inspire the team, and instead you've just ended your punter's season. That axe probably got retired immediately, placed in the Bad Ideas Hall of Fame. Now let's talk about fear, because even the most intimidating NFL players have phobias that would surprise you. Orlando Brown Jr., a massive offensive tackle who protects quarterbacks for a living, is absolutely terrified of butterflies. Not spiders, not snakes, not even heights. Butterfly. Those delicate, colorful insects that children chase through meadows send this 340-pound man into a panic. He's admitted in interviews that if a butterfly comes near him, he will leave the area immediately. Imagine being a defensive end trying to intimidate this guy, and you learn that your best strategy isn't a spin move or a bull rush, but releasing a swarm of butterflies at the line of scrimmage. The mental image of Orlando Brown Jr. frantically swatting away a monarch butterfly while trying to protect his quarterback is both hilarious and oddly humanizing. Here's something that'll make you appreciate the dedication required to play in the NFL. Former wide receiver Steve Smith Sr., known for being one of the scrappiest, most competitive players in league history despite being undersized, actually can't swim at all. He's admitted that if you threw him in a pool deeper than 5 feet, he would legitimately drown. This became a problem during team events and pool parties, where he would just awkwardly stand in the shallow end while his teammates were doing cannonballs and playing around. The irony of a man who spent his entire career fearlessly going over the middle, catching passes in traffic, and taking huge hits from linebackers twice his size, but being absolutely terrified of deep water is not lost on anyone. Someone once asked him what he would do if a plane he was on crashed into the ocean, and his response was basically, "I guess I'd die." The honesty is refreshing, if not slightly concerning. Let's dive into the world of secret talents, because apparently, NFL players are just regular people with extraordinary hobbies. Former linebacker Donnie Jones spent his off-seasons traveling the world and competing in different sports for a TV show. We're not talking about golf or basketball. basketball. We're talking about sumo wrestling in Japan, dragon boat racing in Singapore, and Muay Thai boxing in Thailand. This man would spend all season destroying running backs in the NFL, then fly to some exotic location to get absolutely destroyed by local athletes in sports he'd never tried before. The image of a linebacker getting ragdolled by a sumo wrestler or kicked in the ribs by a Muay Thai champion is both hilarious and weirdly inspiring. It takes a special kind of confidence to be great at one thing and then immediately seek out ways to be terrible at completely different things on international television. Here's a fact that sounds fake, but has been confirmed by multiple sources. Former quarterback Kerry Collins once admitted that he didn't know how to use a computer until he was well into his NFL career. We're talking about the late 1990s and early 2000s, when email and the internet were becoming essential, and this man was still living like it was 1975. His teammates had to teach him how to send emails and browse the web, which must have been an awkward experience for everyone involved. Imagine being a multimillionaire professional athlete and having to ask a rookie, "So, how do I click on things?" In fairness, he grew up in a small town and just never had much exposure to technology, but the mental image of Kerry Collins staring at a computer screen like it's an alien artifact while his teammates try to explain what a mouse does is comedy gold. Speaking of unusual situations, former running back Warrick Dunn has one of the most heartwarming and unique stories in NFL history that often gets overlooked. After his mother, a police officer, was tragically killed in the line of duty when he was just 18, Dunn became the primary caregiver for his 5 younger siblings while playing college football at Florida State. When he made it to the NFL, he started a foundation that built homes for single-parent families, furnishing them completely so families could move in immediately. He's provided homes for over 200 families, spending millions of his own money to honor his mother's memory. The man was playing professional football, dealing with the physical toll of the game, and still dedicating his life to building houses for people in need. While other players were buying expensive cars and jewelry, Dunn was literally changing lives by giving families a place to call home. It's a reminder that some NFL players use their platform for genuinely incredible things that extend far beyond the football field.